Dragon Ball Super Chapter 80 is here, and was it good? Was it bad? Who knows? I guess you will know though if you're watching this, so shall we discuss this chapter? Because, well, I got thoughts. Let's roll the intro. Hey everyone, so the new chapter dropped right on time as it does every month, and if you recall from last month, we had Granolah and Gas going toe-to-toe with one another while Goku and Vegeta stood on the sidelines, getting to experience what all the other Z fighters experience on a daily basis, always having to watch Goku fight as they cheer on the sidelines. So following the same formula, we have Goku and Vegeta on the sidelines still not really being able to do anything, and Granolah, despite being weaker, still has an advantage as his skills are still superior to Gas's. This is honestly where the chapter just starts to kind of get boring for me, and it's only because it really just is the same thing over and over again. And sometimes I can't tell if I'm just growing out of Dragon Ball or if the writing is just kind of getting worse. So we waste a good chunk of the panels with just action shots showing Granolah and Gas looking somewhat even, but I again don't like when we get a manga that only drops once a month and wastes a third of the book with just action shots, because it's diluting the story and literally little progress is being made to that story. So this definitely contributes to part of it feeling boring, because we are just looking at cool images on a page, but that's really it. Though I do want to point out one page in particular, and I'm sure it's not the first time we've seen something like this in Dragon Ball, but nonetheless, I still want to point it out because why would this ever even happen? Why would Granolah and Gas just kick each other in the leg? It really doesn't make any sense to me, because even if they were both going for a kick at the same time, they would be aiming for each other's head or body. But here they land onto each other's leg, which I don't know. Within seconds or minutes of this fight, Gas has already been apparently mastering some of these techniques and catching up to Granolah, which is whatever at this point. This just feels like bad writing to me personally, but I realize Granolah has had the same types of development and it's used a lot in Dragon Ball, but to me it still doesn't excuse it from just simply being bad writing. Granolah feels optimistic that he can win this, along with Goku and Vegeta still cheering on the sidelines, and we get a moment where Granolah uses the duplicate technique, and in Dragon Ball this is usually a useless move because it splits your power into each version you've created, so weakening you quite a bit, but Granolah effectively uses it as a last-ditch effort to get close to Gas and get that point-blank attack to connect. As much as I've been kind of hating on this chapter, I do like how this was utilized, because it shows in order to do something like this, you are going all in because of the energy you are going to lose to pull this off. And Granolah used it in a cool way to expose Gas. Though as I was reading this and saw Gas fly off into the distance, and we saw Goku and Vegeta excited thinking that Gas might win this, I literally told myself that I bet I could tell exactly how the following pages were going to play out. I was telling myself that Gas would get back up, then we will realize Gas has not been using his full power this entire time and was holding back, then he will unleash that full power, and since Granolah was going all out already, he now has 0% chance of winning this fight in his current condition. So sure enough, take a wild guess at how all of this played out. If you guessed what I just guessed, then you would be 100% correct. Elric rips the necklace off Gas, which we now know was suppressing his true power, a lot like Broly when he had that headpiece to be controlled and suppress himself from raging out. So now that they removed the necklace off of Gas, he could unleash and lose all control. But a simple speech from Elric saying that because you're the strongest in the universe now, you can simply just control this power. Because. So Gas in rage mode first beats the shit out of Granolah, while Vegeta gets cheap shotted as well, because Gas again is just in rage mode and nobody can stop Gas at this point. He literally is just going nuts like Broly in his rage form. Though luckily Gas collects himself, because when Goku tried to help Granolah, Gas saw Bardock and that triggered Gas to remember who he was, and this allowed Gas to calm down and collect himself. So now Gas is in full control again, remembering who he is, and now more powerful than ever, while Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah are all beaten up and have next to no energy left. So currently they are in a very bad position because there's no way they can take Gas on in their current forms. So this leads me to think we are probably going to get Gogeta in the next issue as they fuse together, but that still leaves them in a weakened state. So not sure how well that would work out at the moment. Otherwise, I'm not totally sure how this would work out. I'm just kind of speculating, but Broly could possibly show up and then we can have the potentially strongest in the universe fighting the guy who can just have endless supply of power. So that could potentially work. Unless maybe, if it's not Broly, then perhaps it's Frieza. I could see him showing up on the planet and helping them out, because even though Granolah would have a lot of tension towards Frieza, they're in a desperate situation, so that could potentially allow Frieza to join up with them to take on the Heeters and just be common allies just for now until it's all been settled. I'm also still wondering how 8-3 plays a role in all of this. Do you even remember who 8-3 is? This entire arc started off because of him. We haven't heard 8-3 being referenced for a super long time, so not sure if he plays a role in the next arc, or maybe Toyotaro just kind of forgot all about him. I'm definitely curious to know. I want to know what you think. Do you think 8-3 is going to play a role moving forward, or did Toyotaro just kind of forget who he was? Leave a comment below. So to be completely honest with you, this arc overall has been pretty boring. It's had moments that were really cool, but I feel like Dragon Ball is really struggling to tell a story at a good pace, and they constantly are now relying on power-ups to get those hype moments, which when only given to Vegeta or Goku, gets boring pretty quick. There are honestly a lot of other characters who could use some power-ups, and I mean that's like the entire Z fighters, all of them could use one. Personally, I would love us to spend some more time with the other characters. I'm not sure why a 40-page manga can't spend a few pages showing us what is happening back on Earth with the rest of the cast. They just no longer exist to Toyotaro, which bothers me a lot. We waste way too many pages just showing shots of people fighting when so much more story can be told, and again, diversifying the story so we can focus on other characters simultaneously. Almost every other story does this. I'm not sure why Dragon Ball struggles with this basic concept. I think we're gonna reach the conclusion pretty soon. Maybe they will be milking it at least until the movie comes out, so that way it lines up better, so that way the new arc can start when the movie's already out. But I'm honestly just purely speculating on that. I really do hope that the spark comes back to this series again. I'm critical on Dragon Ball because it's one of my favorite series of all time, and we went years without any series or movies, and I don't want to fall back to that. But I also know this series has so much potential to be amazing and can reach those heights if they really want to tell a compelling story. So we will see how that goes and see how the arc concludes. I'm sure Goku and Vegeta will be playing a role soon because there's simply no way for Granolah to win now that Gas is fully powered. So let me know, who do you think is going to save the day? Is it a fusion? Is it Broly, or maybe Frieza? I don't know, but let me know. If you enjoyed this, then consider subscribing. Hitting the like button is a huge help, and click the bell to be notified when I drop my next video. That's all for this one. Thanks for watching.